20th of May, or early hours in the 21st of May. Critical condition. Officers making serious direct internal transgressions into my sex power over women, or drive over my own life. They've replicated or snagged my entire drive over my own life into an interaction, so that they can humiliate the power of my own life in internal transgressions, making some of the most sadistic. They've essentially manipulated an institutional self to create a punch bag that they can commit crime against, relativising serious Irish transgressions, serious Irish threats. And the fact is, they could say it's mental illness or other, but it's not even mental. I mean, physical agony. I've not left my tent all night. This is obviously, they've internalised that much life now, or stripped out that much life to replicate into an interaction that they can relativise what they want, committing crime against the drive of my own life, and it's horrific, humiliation and degrading. In other words, you don't just attract these issues. This is over a period of time that they've moulded and sculpted or misused an institutional self to create a human punch bag, internally making serious Irish threats against my power and serious Irish transgressions. But it's not just that. They've done it with a magnitude of 1,000 crimes to cause crippling physical agony or suffering. So they're making serious Irish allegations, accusations and threats into my power that's encapsulated, and I can't do anything about it. So it's not that anybody's mentally ill or hearing voices or taking drugs or they've got disabilities. They've actually manipulated an institutional self to create a punch bag where they can commit crime against your power, far exceeding any kind of drug misuse or any kind of mental illness or disability or any kind of external factor that would usually be used as an alibi. Not enough power to do what they're doing. They've internalised every time I've been humiliated, assaulted or degraded into an interaction with detective constables, pulled out years and years of my life into it, so that when they relativise threats or transgressions into it, it inflicts crippling physical agony or pain. So they're just doing what they want and being allowed to get away with like boring low-level labels. In other words, the label of whatever they're going to use, criminality or drugs or mental illness or whatever it is, it would not be substantial enough to justify what I'm going through every day, because of how blatantly obvious it is that they've misused an institutional self. Committing crime against my power over women, sex drives, serious Irish threats or transgressions. And I've met people in jail that have got 99 years for these crimes, and it's probably nowhere near as severe as what I go through every day, with officers committing crime, making serious Irish direct transgressions with the power of my own life encapsulated, stripping out significant portions of my life in internal breaking sessions, critical condition, humiliating my power, committing crime against me, second by second state.